Governance and globalization in the context of LDCs. Meaning of governance. Governance is the exercise of political, economic, and administrative authority to manage a nation's affairs. Governance embraces, holds, all of the methods that societies use to distribute power and manage public resources and problems. To govern is to exercise power and authority over a territory, system, or organization. The good governance is adherence to the impersonal and impartial application of stable and predictable laws, statutes, rules, and regulations, without regard for social status or political considerations. Main points of governance. Governance is a conceptual approach that frames a comparative analysis of macro politics. Governance concerns big questions of a constitutional nature that establish the rules of political conduct. Governance involves creative intervention of political actors to change structures. Governance emphasizes interaction between state and social actors, and among social actors themselves, and governance refers to a particular type of relationships among political actors, that is, those which are socially sanctioned rather than arbitrary. Propositions of governance are: governance refers to a set of institutions and actors that are drawn from but also beyond government. Governance identifies blurring of boundaries and responsibilities for tackling social and economic issues. Governance identifies the power dependence involved in the relationship between institutions involved in collective actions. Governance is about autonomous self-governing network of actors. Governance recognizes the capacity to get things done which does not rest to the power of government to command or use its authority. It sees government as able to use new tools and techniques to steer and guide. Meaning of good governance. Good governance is a process where rules and well-functioning institutions are applied to manage nations' affairs in a manner that safeguards democracy, human rights. Good order and human security and economy and efficiency are followed in management of countries' resources. World Bank, 1990. Elements and characteristics of good governance. Participation. Rule of law. Transparency. No/low corruption. Justice. Assurance. Responsiveness. Equity. Effectiveness and efficiency. Accountability. Predictability. Aims of good governance: enhancing the effectiveness and efficiency of administration, improving the quality of life of citizens, establishing the legitimacy and credibility of institutions, securing the freedom of information and expression, ensuring accountability, improving or enhancing the productivity of employees, promoting organizational pluralism. State, market, and civil society organizations for governance. Principles of governance. According to the United Nations, good governance is measured by the 8 factors of participation: rule of law, transparency, responsiveness, consensus-oriented, equity and inclusiveness, effectiveness and efficiency. Accountability. Features of governance. Situation in LDCs: inadequate participation, rule of order than rule of law, less transparency in economic and other activities, negligence than responsiveness, inequality in society and economy, less effectiveness implementation of the program, irregularity of service delivery, corruption. Globalization context. Globalization is a powerful force that has influenced global growth and development. Driven by the mobility of goods, services, capital, labor, and technology, it has brought a large array of new opportunities and benefits. Globalization also has attendant challenges and risks, manifested by imbalances in the distribution of its benefits and cost. Negative consequences of globalization to LDCs: destabilizes markets, damages the environment, lowers living standards, facilitates global recessions, damages cultural identities, increases the likelihood of pandemics. Good governance and benefit from globalization: partnership to manage climate change, global warming and environment management, strengthening global infrastructure development, physical to digital, manage safety from cyber attacks and security, respect of human rights, improving transparency in the economy and controlling illegal trade and flow of capital, balance in global diplomacy for international identity, market extension and economic stabilization, mitigate or control the of global recession, protect from the pandemics.